Hello everyone, I am Rica Ramos. I am one of the reporter for Lesson 3. The topic that I am going to report is about Edward Palmer Thompson, the making of the English working class. For Thompson, the English working class, like any class, is a historical phenomenon. It is not a structure or category, but the coming together of a number of disparate and seemingly unconnected events, both in the raw material of experience and in consciousness. It is something which in fact happens and can be shown to happen in human relationships. Moreover, class is not a thing. It is always a historical relationship of unity and difference, uniting one class as against another class or classes. As Thompson explains, class happens when some men, as a result of common experiences, inherited or shared, feel and articulate the identity of their interest as between themselves, and as against other men whose interests are different from and usually opposed to theirs. The common experience of class is largely determined by the productive relations into which men are born or enter involuntarily. However, the consciousness of class, the translation of experience into culture, is defined by men as they live their own history, and in the end, this is its only definition. The making of the English working class details the political and cultural formation of the English working class by approaching its subject from three different but related perspectives. First, it reconstructs the political and cultural traditions of English radicalism in the late 18th century. Religious dissent, popular discontent, and the influence of the French Revolution. Second, it focuses on the social and cultural experience of the Industrial Revolution as it was lived by different working groups, weavers, field laborers, cotton spinners, artisans, etc. Finally, it analyzes the growth of working class consciousness evidenced in the corresponding growth in a range of political, social, and cultural, strongly based and self-conscious working class institutions. As Thompson insists, the working class made itself as much as it was made. He draws two conclusions from his research. First, when every caution has been made, the outstanding fact of the period between 1790 and 1830 is the formation of the working class. Second, he claims that this was perhaps the most distinguished popular culture England has known. The making of the English working class is the classic example of history from below. Thompson's aim is to place the experience of the English working class as central to any understanding of the formation of an industrial capitalist society in the decades leading up to the 1830s. It is history from below in the double sense suggested by Gregor McClellan 1982, a history from below in that it seeks to reintroduce working class experience into the historical process, and a history from below in that it insists that the working class were the conscious agents of their own making. Thompson is working with Marx's 1977 famous claim about the way in which men and women make history. Men make their own history, but they do not make it just as they please. They do not make it under circumstances chosen by themselves, but under circumstances directly encountered, given, and transmitted from the past. The making of the English working class is in so many ways a monumental contribution to social history. What makes it significant for the student of popular culture is the nature of its historical account. Thompson's history is not one of abstract economic and political processes, nor is it an account of the doings of the great and the worthy. As Edward Palmer Thompson explains in a famous passage from the preface to the making of the English working class, I am seeking to rescue the poor stockinger, the loaded cropper, the obsolete handloom weaver, the utopian artisan, and even the deluded follower of Joanna Southcott from the innermost condescension of posterity. Their crops and the tradition may have been dying. Their hostility to the new industrialism may have been backward-looking. Their communitarian ideals may have been fantasies. Their insurrectionary conspiracies may have been foolhardy. But they lived through these times of acute social disturbance and we did not. Their aspirations were valid in terms of their own experience, and if they were casualties of history, they remain condemned in their own lives as casualties. 1980. This is a complex issue, but as accorded to this discussion of Hogarth, Williams, and Thompson, here is a very simplified clarification. Positively, culturalism is a methodology which stresses culture or human agency, human values, human experience as being of crucial importance for a full sociological and historical understanding of a given social formation. And negatively, culturalism is used to suggest the employment of such assumptions without a full recognition and acknowledgement that culture is the effect of structures beyond itself, and that these have the effect of ultimately determining, constraining, and finally producing culture or human agency, human values, and human experience.